what I now need to do is to share my screen, and then from there, we'll officially start with our lesson for today. I do know very well exactly where to start, but before I officially start with the lesson for today, I would like to just find out if all of you guys are okay. Honorable members, is everything okay on your side? Can you clearly hear me? Are you all good? Angel just confirmed that all is good. Okay, then it's fine, honorable members. The purpose of the lesson for today is for me to do what you had to do, but mainly focusing on what is meant to be difficult. I'll just start from the easy questions, and then I will have to end with the difficult questions. And then perhaps towards the end, you guys can ask the questions where necessary. So please just remain muted. After joining, just remain muted so that I'm not disturbed by the background noise. Okay, this one is joined. I'm not sure why, but I think I'll just have to update it such that whoever joins, same time they are muted. So guys, just make sure that as soon as you join, you mute your mic. The thing now, if I mute it on my side, you won't be able to unmute. Okay. Maybe let me just start off with a simple question where, for example, they expected you to simplify this thing where you are having x there. Definitely, the law says you start where you are having the brackets being BODMAS, and then now you multiply those exponents, which means you have x. What is 2 times 3? Definitely that is 6. You still have this x which is being multiplied, which has an invisible 1. And then now the bases are the same. That means you will add their exponents, where you end up having x to the exponent of 7. And that should be the end of it is number 2 of one of the questions. Okay, another one. Maybe let's look at which one. Number 6. Okay. And someone got number 6 wrong. Number 6, yes, it is something which can be a bit confusing, but trust me when I say it's something that you've done already. The only difference it could be that it has this too many fractions and all of that. Okay. What could be the starting point? One can say LCD and all of that, but based on what I indicated, it means, for example, if you multiply that with that, you end up having 3, which is multiplying 6. I'm just saying in case if you are not going through that approach of the LCD, which you should do. Then what else did I say? I said you now need to cross multiply that 6 multiplying that, and then that 3 multiplying that. So that means it would be that 6 multiplying that 4x minus 6 close, where you minus the 3 multiplying the whole of that. So can you see, by following that same procedure, it therefore means what you might need to do. Before you even do much, you can just check if you can maybe take out something as a common factor. I think, what is it? The 3 can be taken out there, even that can be taken out there as a common factor. Where, for example, you can say, okay, I'm having 3, and then here I'll remain with 3 into 4x minus 6, and then here it will be minus invisible 1, 2x that you plus it by 3, and then the whole of that is over that and that, whereby now this 3 will cancel with that, and then you are back to what you would have if you did it that way where you were doing the LCD thing. So I'm just going through this long process so that you can see that, okay, it can be worked out in many ways, but whichever way you approach it, it should still take you to the same thing, where you are now saying, okay, having a 6 there. Okay, Then it's fine. What would be the next step? That by that, that by that, you end up having, what is that by, is it 12? I think it's 12x. What is that by that? It's going to be 15 plus 3, it's 18. Then it's 18 there. Minus, okay, not just minus, but it's negative multiplying that, negative 1 multiplying that. You have invisible 1 there. Becomes negative 2x minus 3, the whole of that being divided by 6. And then you work out the like terms, think being that and that, where you end up having 10x. And then what will that and that be? I think it will be negative 21, which is being divided by 6. I think this should be the end of it, because I'm now trying to think if after doing that, you can therefore take out something that goes into 10 and goes into 21. Okay, don't think there is. For that reason, let me just leave it there for now and continue to the next one. Okay, the next one, which one is it? Guys, remember, I will give you an opportunity to ask the questions that you might be having, but for now, just do something. We will get to the part where you can ask you. What happened there? Someone please remain muted. Okay, then it's fine. Let me continue. Okay, still saving the image. It's fine. I'll just wait for it to save. And from there, I will continue. So I'm just trying to move at a speed of light so that at least you will see how fast you need to work out these things. And you might also notice some new ways of working it out. Okay, now I remember. This first term, remember there is invisible 1 there, there is invisible 1 there. You remember when I was saying you can rewrite this thing as that. And then again, I said plus, you can rewrite this thing as 1 over 2 that. And then this is equals to 9. Just so that it's easier for you to work it out, because you're going to say quarter plus half x equals to 9. Let me quickly get my calculator. I realize I was very much busy during the day with some recordings, and okay, 1 over 4, that you plus it with 1 over 2, it gives you 5 over 4. So that means you have 5 over 4x, which is equals to 9. Then you can divide by that 5 over 4 so that you detach it. Can you see? You put it inside the brackets because it is a fraction. Then that cancels with that. You have your x, which is now equals 2. You therefore have 9 that you need to divide it by 5 over 4. And then it gives 36 over 5. So it looks like this is what I would do. Okay, maybe before I go far, let me just find out if we are all okay, honorable members. If we are okay, I think you can just send a message to say, yes, we are okay. Do not only say yes, because if you say yes, when I come back to the messages, I might not know what the yes was responding to, because, yeah, I'm going to say a lot after this, but just in case if you've got a question, you can just unmute and then let me know, especially based on what I've covered up to this point. Otherwise, if no questions, it's fine. I will therefore continue accordingly. No questions, honorable members. Okay, it's fine. Let me just continue for now. Let's see. Where are those questions again? Okay, 6 and 8 and then 9. Done it. Let's see. That 8, then 9. Okay. Problem number 9 is that minus that, which is equals to 0. Okay, then it's fine. You've got many ways in which you can work out this one. You remember when we were saying the difference between two squares, because this, it can be written as what is it? Is it 4 squared? Yes, I think it can be written as 4 squared, which will be equal. So now is the difference between two squares. Then when you have the difference between two squares, you have that. You can put a minus there, but if you put a minus there, that means the side you are going to put a plus. That's how it works. Then because you are solving for x, the zero rule, where it says you take this monomial, you equate it to that, you take this, you equate it to that, then you end up having your x minus 4 equals to 0, where x is equals to 4 to the other side, it becomes positive 4. And then now, on this side, you've got your x plus 4 equals to 0. You take this to the other side, it becomes x, which will be equals to negative 4. That is why, honorable members, they say if you do this one differently, where, for example, you say, okay, x squared, I'm taking this 16 to the other side and becomes that positive 16, then you square root both sides to remove a squared. You will remove that squared and then you have x, and then very much important, that's why they say the answer that you get after square rooting is plus or minus. Square root of 16 is 4. The reason why they say plus or minus is because it came from the difference between two squares, where you will have two possible answers which are the same but different in signs. So very much important to just note that part. Okay, I'm done. Am I done? Maybe not. I think I have a few more to cover under this. I've covered number 2, 6, 8, and 9. What else did you guys say is troubling you? Where is that honorable member now? I'm no longer seeing that honorable member on my list, and I don't know what happened. Okay, otherwise it's fine. Someone please remember to mute your mic. Someone just joined and they've got their mics unmuted. Don't know why. Who's got their mics unmuted? Can someone please mute your mic, honorable member? Because if I mute it on my side, sense bazosinikeza inkinga manje. Okay, then it's fine. I am therefore going to continue accordingly. Okay, let me wait for this image to save, and once it has saved, now I'm going to jump onto some more problems. Let me see. Which one to do? Okay. I don't know, but someone got 20% and they indicated that
also good.
It's only problem number 4, which is
Hey,
I don't know why Hisense is doing that. Probably they are not aware, but it's fine. Okay, let me continue and say, let's see, which one? Is it number 4? Maybe it's number 4. Let me quickly do number 4. So remember, guys, very much important that on your side, what you do, it is to note down whatever that you got wrong, so that when I give you guys an opportunity to request for whatever to be done, then you'll be able to do so. Maybe, which one? I think this one, most of you guys got it wrong. Where you have that, and then you have x squared, you have y, not squared, but to the 3. Yes, this problem is number 10. Obviously, because you don't have an equal sign, you've got no choice but to simplify. So the best way to approach this is to be aware that actually that 50 can be written as 25 times 2. And then again, you have that x squared. To keep it simple, why not write that y to the 3 as y to the 2 multiplying by y, obviously to the invisible one. It's like you are trying to rewrite everything in a form of a squared so that that square root will remove it. So it means you are allowed to say square root of 25 multiplying square root of 2 multiplying square root of x squared multiplying square root of y squared multiplying square root of y. You are allowed to do this. It's like I'm saying if you have square root of 4 multiplying 2, you can still say square root of 4 times square root of 2. Then definitely square root of 25, I think it will give you 5 on your calculator. Square root of 2, it will just remain as square root of 2. But square root of x squared, the square root will remove that, and then you just remain with whatever that is inside. And then again, this square root will remove that squared, and then you just remain with y. And then lastly, square root of y will just remain as that. Then if you like, you can still leave it as it is, or whichever way you rewrite it, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it will just remain as that. Maybe let me be fair and say, before I go far, honorable members, based on what I've covered up to this point, should I just add this one? Maybe let me add this one. Let me just add this one because I did notice that most of you guys were troubled by this one, where some of you guys had to expand. I don't know why, but it looks like maybe because it was lengthy, it ended up confusing you. So trust me, honorable members, when I say even in other grades, you'll still be doing these same things. It's just that they'll be given to you in a different form. But at the end of the day, one and the same thing. Exactly one and the same thing, except now we may be talking about the names and the surnames of whoever. But otherwise, in short, this thing with you having to expand, it simply means that this squared, it means 2 of exactly the same thing. That's all that you need to do. Rewrite exactly that same thing as it is, and then you have a minus there, and then you've got that plus 1, and again here, you've got that minus 3. Okay, what else do you do? What you know is that you'll do that by that, that by that, that by that, that by that. Even here, that by that, that by that, that by that, that by that. That's all that you need to do here. So that means you end up having your x squared minus 4x minus 4x minus, what is 4 times 4? Let me not take chances. It's 16, but it has to be a positive answer because it's negative multiplying a negative. So this is where you get it wrong. You see this minus, you write it there as that minus. And then what you do is just to continue doing that by that, that by that, because you have invisible one there. So that's why you will still have your invisible one there. And then what you do, that by that is x squared, that by that is minus 3x, that by that is positive 1x, that by that is minus 3. That is the only part where you get it wrong. Otherwise, other than that, everything is straightforward because now you have your x squared still, just work out the like terms. Definitely, it'll be negative 8x, and then you still have your 16 there. Then now that's when you do that by invisible one. But maybe you can first work out those like terms where you have, what will that be? I think it will be positive negative 2x because it's that plus that, and then you have your minus 3 there. Yes. And then it doesn't end there. You still continue with that as it was, plus 16 there. Then you do that by that, that by that, that by that, and then you end up having a negative x squared. That by that, it becomes positive 2x. That by that, it becomes positive 3. Then from there, You further work, looks like this and this, they will cancel out. Looks like. And then you have negative 8 that you plus it by 2, it will definitely be negative 6x. And then you have that 16 that you plus it with that. Will it not be 19? I think it is going to be 19, whereby it's like you have that 19 minus 6x, and that is the end of it. Yes, just had to attend to that one, as it was some of those that you guys struggled with. Okay. What else can I look into? I think, let me do this one. Let me do this one, which I also think that you guys got moved a big time. Yeah, my apologies for making it difficult, honorable members, but I wanted to, just so that at least you can have a sense of what to expect in an exam. And if you did participate, just be proud of yourself, because it's your first step towards greatness, honorable members. And that, okay. What I've known in mathematics is that we always don't want to be working with negative exponents. The moment you have a negative exponent, try to rewrite it as a positive exponent. So that means this thing inside the brackets, you see that part, remember where I was teaching you about rewriting something as a positive exponent? That means the y to the 3 is the one that remains at the top, and then x to the 2, it goes to the bottom. But remember, you still have that squared over there. This one again is multiplying this one, where the x to the 3 remains there, and then the y to the invisible 1, it remains there. I can still write it, can still leave it as invisible, doesn't really matter that much. Okay, what else now? What did I say? This multiplies that, and it also multiplies that. Same. Wait, did I forget something there? Nope, I did not. Okay, then it's fine. It means it wasn't necessary for me to write this one inside the brackets. But even if you do, it's still harmless. So that means you have y to the that times that, it's 6 over x to the that times that, it's 4. Multiplying this x to the 3 over that y to the invisible 1. Okay, then it's fine. What will this mean? So let me be practical, honorable members, and say when something is 6 to the 6, it simply means you have how many y's? 6 of them. Let me just be practical. 4, 5, 6. That's what it means. And it is obviously multiplying with that x. So that means you have how many x? 3 of them. Then the whole of this is over, and then you have how many of them? 4 of them. And then you have just 1. I'm just trying to be practical to say, when we say this minusing that and that, we are just cancelling on that, cancelling with that, that cancelling with that, that cancelling with that. Then you have 1x at the bottom. And then this one cancels with one of those, then you remain with 5 of them at the top. That's why this thing, it ends up being y to the 5 over x to the 1. It's simply because this one, it minuses that 6, and then you end up having y to the 5 over this smaller one goes to visit the bigger one, and then you end up having x to the that minus that, which is 1 or invisible 1. So that's how it ends up looking like that. Decisively, that's how you deal with it, honorable member, or a member who is honorable. I know it's one of those two. What else? Maybe something closer to that that I'm trying to think about. Okay, maybe let me include this one of number 7, where they want to do something, even if they don't say. But as a mathematician, you should know that when I'm given this thing, which does not have an equal sign, it means it is an separation where I need to simplify. Okay, what am I going to do here? Remember, I did mention that we don't want the negative exponent. So let's just rewrite this thing as, already it looks like I can take that x to the top, or I can just cancel it. So in other words, I'm simply saying you have 6x to the 2, you minus that 1 there. And then you can say over, obviously you have your 9, already you have 1 to the 2. I'm just saying this y, because it's -1, it is the one that goes to visit the bigger one. It obviously changes a sign when that happens. So that means it's going to be a +1. And then you end up having what is it? To simplify it, this is what you are having over that, and that is 9y to the 3. And then you can do that one of saying 3 goes 2 times into 6. How many times into 9? I think it goes, what is it? 3 times. And there is nothing else that you can do. And that is why I'm going to say this is therefore the end of it. Which other one has troubled you? I'm just trying to check there, but it looks like those funny, tricky ones are covered. Unless if there are any questions from the honorable members or members who are honorable. What else? Yes, it looks like the troubling ones all covered. Okay, so guys, this is now an opportunity for you to ask me some questions based on that exam to say, this is the question that I'm, okay, question number 6, this is Manchur. Manchur. Question number 6, let me quickly check which one is question number 6. Okay, interesting question. Question number save. And once it has saved, I will therefore jump onto question number 6. And we see what's going on over there. Why is it taking this long to okay. Yeah, this one, I think it is indeed a bit of a challenge, but it all comes down to the approach. This is how that question looks like. You have that over that, which is added to these over that and that, which is equated to 1. Okay, this is what I would do, honorable member. Because we are dealing with a fraction and this thing is an equation, let's make sure everything is a fraction. So I'm going to force this one to be a fraction by just dividing it by that name. Then what I'm going to do is to take each of these fractions as LCD or whatever you call it, where I'm going to take this x, I'm going to multiply it with that x minus 1, even that 1 included. Then what I'm going to do is to multiply each term by this thing so that I can convert it from being fractions to being a flat equation. That's all that I know that as my first step I need to do. So that means, you see this 2 over x, I am therefore going to multiply it by this x and x minus 1, and then also that 1. Nay, again, even this 3 over x minus 1, I'm still going to multiply it by exactly that same thing, because main aim, I want to flatten it from being a fraction to being that. And then we have equal sign. Even this one, you see this one, I'm going to multiply it by exactly that same thing of x, then x minus 1, then again, also that 1. Yes, it is actually that 1 over 1. So now all that you do is just to enjoy cancelling. You see this x cancels with that. What do you remain with? You remain with 2 times 1 times that, which ends up giving you 2 into x minus 1. And then plus, you see this one, it cancels nicely with that. So you're just cancelling in steps. You have 3 multiplying that 1. Then you end up having 3 into that x, because that one cancelled, which is equals to, now you will enjoy this one cancelling with that one. Then you just, you know very well that it will just end up being invisible 1, where you are having that x, which is the one multiplying that x minus 1. So can you now see, you've just made it a flat equation, which is easier to deal with, and you will decisively deal with it by saying the. Hope that part still remember honorable member or a member who is honorable, where you'll say 2x minus 2, that you need to apply that by that, definitely it will be 3x equal that by that, it will definitely be x squared, that by that it will be negative x. And then because it is a quadratic, because of that squared, you will write it in that standard form. You are still okay if you take everything to the right hand side, where you will leave 0 there, and then here you have x squared. Already you still have that, and then let's see, this one, take it to the other side, even this one to the other side, and then even that one to the other side. Yeah, someone please remember to mute your mic. Who is that? This, that, and that. Will it be negative 6? I think it's going to be negative 6x, where you have 2 there. Wait, why is it like I made a mistake? And that. I'm not convinced by this thing that I've done here. Let me just verify that plus that, it's 5. Take it to the other side, it's negative 6, yes. And then that to the that, it is x squared. Then what needs to happen? It's a factorization. Wait, why is it like here? And then I will need to retrace. Okay, the reason why I'm having some concerns, it's because I have to factorize this, where you will have to say that and that, that and that. I haven't used that, what is it, quadratic formula, but I'm already suspecting that it might not work out because of that C value. So that's why I am here now trying to check if I could have made a mistake somewhere. So let me quickly check where I could have done wrong. So in case if you suspect you might have made a mistake, the first step is to check if you wrote the equation itself correctly. Okay, 2 over x plus 3 over that, which is equals to that. Yes, I've written it correctly. And then from there, I just took that and that and that as it is. Yes, because I wanted to flatten it. And then now this x will cancel with that and then remain with that, which will be that. That should be fine. And then when it comes to this one, yes, it is this which will cancel with that. You have that 3 to multiply the x and y, and then you have that. Yes, that is fine. Then when it comes to that other side, that's where you should be having that. Yes, that should be fine. Then from there, you will do that by that, yes, that by that, yes, that, and then that by that, yes, that by that, yes, that by that, yes, that. Then on this side, that and that, definitely you combine them, they give you a 5. So when you take this 5 to the other side, it becomes negative 5, and then it works out with that. It becomes negative 6, which is that negative 6. Then this 2, take it to the other side, it changes the sign, and then it becomes positive 2. Yes, then what you need to do now, it is to factorize. So let's see, anyone who has factorized it, honorable members, who can give what the factors are on that one. That's if you agree with me to say, I haven't done any mistake. Otherwise, if you notice I've made a mistake or you've got a question, you are welcome to rise on a point of order, and then we take it from there. So anyone who has factorized it or not yet? So the part for the factorization, remember, it doesn't necessarily apply to all of you. You might find that there are limitations to that one, but otherwise it's fine. So let's see. Anyone who has factorized it. Otherwise, if not, remember, you've got an option to factorize. If it is not factorizable, then you will use that quadratic formula. So just in case if maybe there is someone who doesn't know about the quadratic formula, I will just leave it here and say you continue using a quadratic formula so that I don't write it there and it confuses the others. Mwanamancha, did you get it now? Does it make sense in terms of how you work it out, especially the approach? Say you are right, it requires the quadratic. Yes, it requires the that, but then will say I'm wrong. Okay, just grab a screenshot of this, Manchur, and then from there, send it to me so that I will remember and then check it out. Okay, then it's fine. Another one with a question, honorable member, so a member who is honorable. Yes, Manchur, just do that. That. For grade 11. For grade 11, okay, let's quickly check. 9, question 9. Where is question 9? Okay. Okay. What am I going to do there? So that one, obviously, I think the approach would still be that same one that I've done on the other one, where I will just try to rewrite it. I'm just waiting for this image. Okay, it has saved. So this is what I would do, honorable member. Number 9 is this one where you are having a square root of 72. What am I writing there? Square root of 72, x to the 3, and then y squared. So I would therefore just say, okay, because I'm dealing with a square root, whatever that can be written as something squared, I will do it. This one, I will convert it to being that. And then this one, it's fine as a squared. Because the reason why I want it as a squared, I know the square root will cancel it. Now, I separate it to say, separately, I'm having that. It is the same as me multiplying that. It is the same as me doing that. It is the same as me doing that. Okay, then it's fine. This ends up being that square root of 2. And then that squared, the square root removes that. We just have x there. And then this one, it ends up being just a square root of x. And then that cancels by that square root. And then you just have a y there. And this should be the end of it. Can one say is the end of it? Yes, if you want to leave it in a form of a square root, then this should be the end of it. I'm not sure, unless if there is a question on your side, honorable member, based on what I've done there, or what's happening there? Are you okay? Anyone with a question? Yes, go
Hi,
for
sir, can you
it.
hear
Who's
me?
speaking now? Yes.
So for question 9, I got the
Mhm.
answer of 6x square, no, oh sorry, 6xy square root to 2x. Okay, I got that
Is it
answer.
for this same question?
Yes, it is, sir. And then on the
Let's quickly
memo,
check.
it says it's 6x square root of 2x times y.
Let me quickly open it and this side. Why does it not open? Okay, let me just refresh and check it. Okay, I've got it now. Making short exams. Okay, write short exam. Okay, and let me open. Okay, not to write, but to submit. That's where that thing is. Okay, so we are going for the one for learn. Wait, you said which question is this one? Oh, this is question number 9. Okay. Okay, this is question number 9.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Then it's fine. So you said what is your answer? The one that yourself you got. Let me write it down.
I got 6xy square root 2x.
Okay. Then my question would be this one, how did you work it out, or how did you get to that final answer? What did you do?
Okay, so I tried it like in two different ways by pressing on the calculator 72 equals to shift facts, and then I got 2 to the power 3 times 3 to the power of 2. Then I realized that that wasn't going to work. So I said 72 divided by 2, and then I got 36. So what I did was 36 times 2 times x to the power of 3 times y to the power of 2. And then I square rooted each. Then for 36, I got 6. Then for 2 squared, I got 2 squared. Then x to the power of 3, I got x square rooted by x. Then y to the power of 2, I got y. And then that's how I got my answer.
Wait, honorable member, let me quickly verify something. In short, or in other words, wait. Let me just verify something and then I'll get to that. Do you know how to test if your final answer is correct?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, let's test it. So when it comes to simplify, let's assume, for example, our x value to be 2, our y value, we can still assume it to be 2. So where we see y, we put 2. Where we see x, we put 2. So if you put it from the original equation, and again you put it there, if it gives you the same answer there and there, then it means that final answer it's correct. It may be that that final answer may be not this one. Let's test it with mine first. Sorry, I meant to say that one. Yes,
Okay.
let's test it with that one. And then if we get the same answer, it means this simplification is correct. It could be that it is not in its simplest form, but let's test it. So which one are you going to punch where you substitute those values? Or let's just do it together. Let's start with the first one. Square root of 72, in the brackets, you're going to say 2, and then you say to the exponent of 3. And then on the side, you're going to say y being 2, and then you said squared. I'm getting 48 when I punch this one. So what I'm saying is, when we punch here, we must get 48. If we don't get 48, it means what I've done, it's wrong. Then we say 70, square root of 72, we multiply. So just be careful, the multiplication should be outside the square. So you do that, and then 72 separately multiplied by x, we said is 2. Then you say square root of 2. And then on the outside, you multiply it again by 2. Yes, it gives me a 48. So that means this simplification is correct. So now let's verify if I'm not the one who, for some reason, made some mistakes on the memo. So that means now we will also try to test this one in the memo. And how we are going to test it, we still do the same thing by substituting 2 where we see x and y, and we expect to get 48. If we don't get 48, then it means that one is wrong. So we have 6 into
Sorry,
2
sir.
into 2, yes.
So with my x to the power of 3 and y to the power of 2, I took it as 2 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 2. And that's how I got the answers for x and y.
Can I?
Wait, even this one, it gives 48. It looks like both of them are correct, honorable member. Whose birthday is it? Looks like there's a Musevens in the background. But the honorable member, trust me when I say what you've done is definitely correct. I've also done it, and I'm getting the same answer as simplified. It looks like it's one of those that you can simplify, and you get to those different answers that you can get to. Whereby, yes, that what is it? 70. What is that one? What was that? Someone saying, can I try this high sense? I'm not sure what the name is. Okay, 78. So that one, wait, the thing is, it looks like it doesn't apply on my calculator. We do the shift thing, and it gives you a form of that times that plus by that. But otherwise, Ayanda, are you satisfied with the calculations there to say it can be worked out in many different ways? I think this one of mine, let me further work it out. The thing is, this calculator of mine, it doesn't do that one of shift and then that. Let me use it on the phone. So what I'm saying, Ayanda, is that let me quickly show you something. You see this
Sorry,
square root
says
of
Angel.
72. Yes, this one of 72. It can be further worked out, but this one, okay, let's get it closer to that. Then you can still have your x multiplying your y there, and then you have square root of x there. So what I was saying was that this one, you can somehow separate it such that maybe you have whatever there multiplying by whatever there and wara something of that nature. But otherwise, even if you get it to there, still fine because it does give you that 48. Okay, couldn't hear what you were saying, honorable member, but anyone with another question where it got moved? Otherwise, if we are all okay, it is still fine. Then you can make use of the remaining time to continue, or otherwise, I think the best thing to do would be continuing tomorrow. Yes, where we start fresh. Okay, so guys, I'm about to run away. Any questions before I run away? Or are we all okay? Angel, Fezeka, Hisense, Halimo, Mancha, Nyaki, Chiro, Olika. Yeah. Yes, Mancha, go for it. Okay, Mancha is good. Can I try number 9? Okay, yes, Hisense. It looks like you definitely want to go for that number 9. You can unmute and then I'll be writing as you
Oh,
give it a try.
can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. What's your name again?
It's Luanzi, but my phone is Hisense.
Okay, then just make sure to change it to your name. Yes, go for it quickly. I hear there's a background noise on your side, but quickly go for it.
Okay, and it says square root of 72 times x exponent 2 times y exponent 2 exponent 3, man. And I first break down the 72 into prime factor, and then I said 72 is equal to 36 times 2, and then I said equals to 6
Did you
squared
say
root.
36 times 2?
Yes, sir. I first said 72. Not like that,
Eh,
say I first said 72
72.
is equals to 36 times 2
That's
is equal
okay.
to
Yes.
6 exponent 2 times 2.
Yes.
And then I said exponent 72 man square root of 2 of 72. Sorry, sir, square root of 72 h then y is
Uh, yes. So you would say square root of 6 squared multiplying by square root of 2, something like this.
equal to square root of 6. It's equal to 6 square root of 2. And then I say how to put it back together into expression is 6 square root of 2 times x squared times x 3 x exponent of 3 plus y exponent of 2, and then e answer is 6 exponent of 2 times 3. Oh, exponent of it's 6 2 sorry sir, it's
No, I get you, honorable
it's 6
member. You're right. It's 6 square root of 2.
times 3. Oh, not times, and x exponent of 3 and y exponent of 2. I'm
So
not sure.
this, okay, you are coming it with it nicely. So you see this one, you also want to make it in the form of a squared. So you write it as x squared times x. And then this one, you see this squared, it gets to be removed by that square root, then it remains as y. Just like 6 squared, the squared was removed by that square root. So you end up having 6 square root of 2. And then here, it's like you are having square root of that multiplied by that, multiplied by that, and then it ends up being, what is it? 6 square root of 2. This squared cancels with that, and then it ends up being x. You have square root of, not that, but square root of x multiplying that y there. Yes, so that's what I meant when I was saying, when you look at mine, the one that I did, it is just this section which I did not further work it out, it seems. But you see there, where I was saying this 72, you might need to rewrite. So that means it is that one of saying 6 squared, and then there being square root of 2, that cancelling with that, and then that. So this one, it is the one which is 100% correct, simplified, and all of that. Yes. Okay, Hisense, you have fought, honorable member, you have fought. This is exactly how you work it out, I agree. And yes. Okay,
Thank you.
guys, maybe let me run away. I don't know, but question 3 and 7. That one of 3 mancha, it will definitely be easy because this is the same as that one that I started with in the beginning of the lesson. That one, I might not think. So it is the one where you expand brackets x plus 5 minus in brackets x minus 4 squared. That squared, you do 2 of the same thing, and then you expand it accordingly. And then number 7, yes, for number 7, I would agree with you to say, yeah, it may be a little bit challenging. Let me try to do that one. So that means with this one, we're going to be having 3x, which is being divided by x squared, where you minus 4 and then you plus it by 2 over x that you plus it by 2. So again here, you just do all that we've been doing where this is being multiplied with that one, then it's fine. Because it's two terms, you can put inside the brackets and say that, multiply with that, and then that plus that. Then you cross multiply, you have your 3x, which is cross multiplying with that, and then this one being 2, being cross multiplied by that other one there. Okay, forgot to close that one there. Okay, so now what else can you do? But it looks like, remember, this thing is the difference between two squares. So you can still say, before you do that by that, you can still say, okay, in the meantime, we just leave it as this, then I have 2 there. The difference between two squares, you know most how to work it out. It is x if you put a minus here, it will be minus 2. X if you put a plus, you put a plus there. And I hope I'm not disconnected by this message is coming through, because sometimes when I'm disconnected, one will let me know via WhatsApp inbox and say, you are okay, still fine. Okay, then it's fine. So you see the whole of that is being divided by, and it's fine. You can still do this one as the difference between two squares, where you'll have minus 2 there, and then you'll have plus 2 there. But remember, you still have that plus 2. I just did this, the difference between two squares, because x squared minus 4 is the same as 2 squared. So you see the difference between two squares, you know from the introductory sessions how you deal with that decisively. And you remember I was saying you can't cancel. You can't say this cancels with that, that cancels with that, because you have a plus or a minus there. That is the reason why you can't just cancel. You need to take out something as a common factor. Excuse me, let's see. How are you going to take a common factor? Do we even have a common? It looks like we do. You see this one of a plus. It can be taken out as a common factor as x plus 2, and then you remain with just that 3x, that one, and then plus 2 into x minus 2. So that means you remain with that one because you took out this and that as a common factor. The whole of that is divided by the whole of this thing of x, and then that again, that. So the reason why you took out a common factor was so that that can cancel with that. And then you just remain with at the top is 3x. Then you can still, if you like, do this one of 2 saying that times that times that. Then you end up having 2x minus 2 there. At the bottom, you will end up just having that x minus 2, and again that x plus 2. This and this can be worked out to be something. What will that be? Will it not be 5x minus that? And then here, you end up having that minus 2, and then that plus that. Wait, will this be the end of it? Why does it feel like I've made a mistake some way? But otherwise, it's fine. Let's see. Did I perhaps make a mistake somewhere, or is this the end of it? Let me quickly check and verify. Because the first thing is to firstly check, was it copied correctly? Let me check. 3x over x squared minus 4 plus x. Yes, no, it was copied correctly. Okay, now that it was copied correctly, then let's try this, our steps. So let's see. Obviously, this and that minus that, yes, then you cross multiply, that multiplies that, which is that multiplies that, which is that. And
Sir?
then here, what? Yes, did you notice my mistake?
Yes, sir. When you were multiplying 2 in the bracket of x minus 2, you times -2 by 2, but you wrote -2 instead of -4.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think you've saved me time. So the honorable member is just saying, when I was multiplying this by that, I did not write it as -4, but I wrote it as just that, where it was supposed to be for there. Yes, it was supposed to be for there. And then this should be the end of it. Otherwise, if you don't want to have it as a bracket, they can still further work it out and say this by that, that by that, and then that by that, that by that. And then you will therefore end up getting back to that, because it's the difference between two squares. You know almost the difference between two squares. It will therefore end up giving you that. Yes, which should be the end of it. But wait. 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 Trace. Let's see. Now I lost track in terms of where I was. Okay. I was there tracing those. Okay. And then what else am I having? Here I'm having that and that. What did I take out as a common factor? Yeah. You just need to make sure that you do everything correctly, because okay, I took that out as a common factor there, and then I just remain with 3x and then plus that. Yes. Then after that, this is the one that cancels with that. Yes. That by that, that by that, that. It looks like this is the end of it, honorable members. It looks like this is the end of it. Now I'm running away. Two. Okay, let's quickly check that one. Mancha, you can unmute. I'm not sure where I made a mistake. It's like now my mind is collapsing now. Yeah, I think I
So
was
the
speaking
reason
too
why
much
I
today.
was
This
asked
morning I
this
was very
question is
busy.
because the memo said something different.
Is it?
Yes.
Let's see. Is it me who is wrong, or there is something wrong with a final answer in the memo?
I think there's issues with the memo because I got the same answer that you got while working out here.
I see. I see. Okay, then it's fine. So remember, guys, in case if it is such a situation, because yeah, sometimes I realize you might find that 1 or 2% of the memo, it could be wrong. But in case if you find the answer which is not the same as the one on the memo, just put it as wrong to be on the safe side, so that it will lower your marks, and then you will be able to join a live session where we go through everything, and then that's how I'm going to then update the information there. But if you put a tick there, you might find that for some reason somehow you made a slight mistake, and you will deny yourself an opportunity to see how it is done. So worry not, honorable member, these tests are not necessarily meant for you to show your friends in your school to say, look, I've written a test and then I've passed, I've got this much and all of that. Nope. It's just to keep your brain busy, to apply the knowledge that you've gathered and all of that. Trust me, if you can continue in this way throughout the year, even when you get to an exam, it will just feel like you are practicing, and even the fear will go away, and that will contribute towards a pass. But Mancha, Please, honorable member, I'm trying to run away. And I wish there could be someone who says, now we are releasing you. Guys, can you please release me? I need to run away. Sengifuna ukubaleka manje. Sengifuna ukubaleka manje. Nyaki, can I run away, honorable member? High sense. Sengiyabaleka manje. Baleka ngenyawo zobili. Baleka. Baleka. Baleka.